Warning. The content on this channel is not intended or suitable for minors below 13 years of age. If that is you, please click off and come back when you're older. By continuing beyond this point, you affirm that you are 13 years of age or older.
What is going on, swearers? How the fuck are ya? Thanks for coming by, dropping in, checking shit out. It's good. What's up? What's going on? So we are back with part 3 of the first tree, and so we have uncovered another story. You can see that in part 2. We're trying to find the actual first tree, which apparently is where one of our fox children is. And I don't know. So this is the narration. There's 2 facets to this so far, right? There's the fox where you're trying to find your fox babies, and there's also the narration where you're uncovering stories, and it's a kind of an intensely personal type narrative thing. So you're kind of doing you're doing dual stuff. There's achievements and whatnot in here also, but that's kind of the gist of what you're doing here. There's no aggression. There's no violence. There's different animals that you encounter here and there, but overall, you can stunt off the deer and stuff. What's interesting is my screensaver just went off a second ago there, and usually games don't allow stuff like that. I think that's really odd to have that happen. Alright, so we're on the way to find the first tree, wherever that is. And there's some platforming stuff on those hills I think we might be able to get. But one thing about this is kind of at this point, oh, it's up there. Platforming stuff is on these hills. So one of the things with this is, guys, honestly, I'm kind of done. I kind of want to have this just be over, There's these stars, right? Oh, come on. Really? There. So we're gonna have to figure out where the next place to go is. It is not a super intuitive game, but I don't know where the first tree would be if that's not it. So, and I'm assuming the first tree is not buried somewhere on the mountainside. So I think we're just going to go this way and hope for the best. But because this apparently is based on the narrator's dream, there's a lot of really screwy stuff. I mean, you know how it is when you have a dream. Shit can get really weird really quick. And that's honestly kind of what we're seeing with this game. Alright, so we're going to go over here and see what's over here. There are some beacons which, like, this would be almost impossible without those. And alright, so we went to the meadow. Alright, so there's something over there. So that thing looks like it's another story. We'll go to that in a second. I want to go over here though, and I want to really try to get a good look around. Okay, there's some platforming crap over there. There's a house there. I want to go to the house. I want to see what the house does. So, alright, let's go over here and let's dig up this story. Ace News reporter Fox. Running around digging up stories.
My dad was super supportive of my college plans. To a point. Things were okay until this terrible accident happened. I guess a forklift flipped over due to a bad axle and crushed one of the workers there. My dad didn't eat for days, even though he wasn't directly involved. It devastated him. Not only did it hurt the business, but it just freaked him out. He would talk in his sleep, muttering things about firing people and saying sorry. one fateful day he approached me, said that since my school search wasn't going well, I should finally be a man and take over the family business. He said one day he was going to die, and that all of his work, sacrifice, and even that man's life would be wasted in vain. I just lost it. Teenage me just exploded at the thought. I screwed up. I said things I shouldn't have. He was having a crisis, and I pretty much spit in his face.
So, like I was saying, some really gutty, intensely personal stories, and that's kind of it's interesting. It's not the thing that you are getting out of a lot of gameplay. I think that's actually one of the curious new directions for me with a lot of games is to have that sort of son of a bitch. That sort of heavy narrative focus in a game is pretty wild to me. You know, where it's maybe not quite literature per se, but certainly it's you got a very effective storytelling component to this, and I think that's really cool. I like that because the more you get invested in the characters, for me anyway, the more I enjoy the gameplay. You know, when I did the Resident Evil 4 series, which is the one preceding this, and which you will see again after this, for me that was a really interesting thing to be spending, literally hundreds of hours with. To be spending literally 100 hours, I guess. It wasn't hundreds, but... Are you going to jump up there or not? With Ada and Leon and everybody, and you really have a fun time getting to know them. Ashley, not so much, but with Ada and Leon, you kind of get a little connection there, right? And all of a sudden, this shit matters, right? These little color pixels that are floating around on your screen matter, and I don't think it's actually working in this game, at least not for me, because again, there's a little too much that's taking me out of it. But I think this is a really fascinating idea for a game. It's like almost like therapy as a game. All right, where's that goddamn house? It seems like maybe the last place a fox should be going is a human's house, but I want to see what it is. And where is that? Oh, is it over there? Probably over there. Okay. All right. Well, let's try to go over there. Come on, Foxy. Come on, Foxy. You can do it, buddy. There we go. Oop, 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 oop. See, now this is kind of wild to me. Why is this here? Maybe a better question is why can't I run to it? Really? I won't. What is going on? Okay, I want to go to the house. Yo. Really? Fine. Okay. Superbox! So I think that's kind of, if you put that house there and your fox can't get to the house, ultimately at some point in this game, I think that's right? Because if the gun is on the mantle, you got to use it by Act 3. Well, we are probably in Act 3 of this right now. A lot of trees. Anybody know where the first tree is? Alright, something over there. Let's go see what that is. Hey, we lost the music again, too. I don't know if that's meaningful or not, but... Oh, apparently it's nighttime now. Okay, wait. Oh, where'd that go? Oh, is it raining too? I'm not sure what possesses games to do that. To just start throwing rain everywhere. Okay, where did that go? What the hell? Maybe that's it up there. I mean, obviously you can't really give a fox a map, but it would still be kind of cool if you, oh, this is another story. If you had at least somewhat of an idea of what it is that you're meant to be doing with the gameplay. You know, because if you just want to tell stories and have people unlock stories, there's multiple ways you can do that. But actually adding in game components where you're having, you know, a character run around and do stuff.
Was that the last time you talked to him?
No, I called on holidays, and he would call on my birthday. I guess we acted like nothing ever happened, which was stupid. Didn't want to ask about his lumberyard. I'm sure he didn't want to ask about my job search. I never went back and visited. I think the last conversation we had was about what movies we had seen, what exactly a best boy is in the credits. I thought he would be here so much longer.
Yeah, that's a fucking tired joke there, dude. What's the best boy? Sleeping with the director. Okay. Alright. So I think these are path markers. So we're just going to go this way. This is a cool texture. I mean, there's some really, really neat parts to this game. I think overall, you know, as a game, it does get a touch on the tedious side. Oh, the wolf again.
In the distance, the first tree illuminated the wasteland. She couldn't go home anymore. She did the only thing she was capable of. Moving forward. My dad died alone in the middle of the wilderness.
Did you kill the fox cub?
I should have been talking to him more. I should have done a lot of things differently.
Okay.
If the first tree on Earth brought life with it, if it taught the birds to sing and fly and showed saplings how to grow, what could it do for us?
So we can still move. I don't understand what the fuck is going on. We can still move. We have a sad fox. So we're gonna move our sad fox over to this tree. Is finally tired, or no more jumping, no more running. So why is this? If I turn around, can I do stuff? No. Well, this is a very unhappy fox. Alright, whatever, go to the tree. The fucking, I mean, okay, the metaphor, I get it, but it's
there
like...
was a letter I received yesterday.
What the hell?
From a name I didn't recognize. With a quote I can't stop thinking about. Death is not the opposite of life, but a part of it. More and more, I'm realizing one important truth.
The ending is part of the story too?
Our own journey to the first tree. But sometimes I'm not sure I'm ready to take that first step.
You already have my love.
Son of a bitch. Alright, we go. Alright, we gotta make this poor slow ass fox walks all the way around over here. Here we go, Fox. Come on. Okay. I want to see what the poop is here. Okay. So you're basically walking a balance beam. So we've hit a really, really somber tone here in this game. And I assume we're supposed to go over here to this thing. What about all the other fox cubs? Know what we're supposed to do. Not move. What the Why did you make me do that? You could have just sent the fox to the tree without any input. So the fox is dying? Alright. What do we want the fox to tell? Let's get our keyboard. What do we want the fox to tell the children in 72 characters? Alright. Wait, how do we... Okay. Alright. There we go. Don't eat the yellow snow. Good advice. Uh-oh. Oh, they just blew the fox into a million pieces. That is a rough tree.
I guess their journey was over. But I have no idea. It was only a dream. A distraction from tomorrow.
I don't think dreams normally bring back to memory so many important feelings. Maybe it was just a dream, but it was also a gift.
Yeah, I suppose. But tomorrow we're getting on a plane to the last place on Earth I want to be. The only person that would have made the trip worth it is gone.
You're going to see him and be with him one last time before you say goodbye. I have
Okay.
one last quote for you by Emerson.
So the dude's dead.
Sealed in an imaginary letter from me to you. It is the secret of the world that all things subsist and do not die, but only retire a little from sight and afterward return again. Go to sleep, my love. We have a big day tomorrow, but I'll be there with you every step of the way.
Thank you. Thanks for listening. Good night, Rachel.
Good night, Joseph.
What the hell? Turn the switch on? What is this? Oh, okay, wait a minute. So that's her. You're the dude, I guess? Can we tickle our feet? Do anything. Hey, is there a mirror in here? So are you in the house? Is this the house that was on the mountains? Is that where you are? I don't understand what the fuck is going on here. Do you drink some coffee? So are we like, what are we doing? Alright, so apparently we're supposed to meant to go to the door. We break things. Okay, alright, so we gotta look for shit that'll make this light go on. Can we use the bathroom? Oh, 2 sinks, okay, that's kinda cool, I guess. Can we use this? What? Are we setting shit on fire? What the fuck are we doing? Oh my god, this is, I have no idea. Okay, now we're jumping. Trash. Oh. Oh, that's us jumping, okay. What the fuck are we doing out here? We just tip that over? Can't go in there, I guess. I guess we can go see it knocked over the garbage. We jump on it. Stop, not the garbage. Nope. Okay. Alright, so I guess I have no idea what we're doing here. Okay, is there any stars or anything I can pick up? What the fuck am I doing out here? Did I jump up here? Am I adopting a fox family? What am I doing? Well, I'm on this rock. Well, I guess we'll go see what this is. Think I'm playing the same game? Shit, I don't know. Do I have to go to the first tree too? What the fuck am I doing in here?
What the hell?
Oh, you are slow as hell, dude. Can you run? This is how I died of exposure. I think, did we lose that thing? Oh no, there it is. Whoa, thing, chill out. You know, this dude's girlfriend is going to be really weirded out when she wakes up. Honey, I had to chase this glowing creature through the forest. I guess I had to sing too. Am I supposed to be catching him? I don't understand. Tackle the wolf, let's do it. I struggle with the idea that we're catching up to this thing. So we're going to the first tree, is that what we're doing? Yep. Slowing everything down again. Is it raining? Oh, it's fucking raining again. Why is it raining? I can't jump. Oh, there's words there. So somebody defaced the tree. That's what you want me to see. So, we see wolves. Okay, I'm assuming that is the end of the first tree. And this is the first entry into the under $10 games playlist and series and so on. David and Whale and Elise. So that was Rachel and the other guy's name. I don't know the other guy. I've already forgotten his name. Joseph and Rachel. So, all right. So Joseph and Rachel are apparently up in the mountains somewhere now and chasing families of wolves around. All right, this game. So, I think it's a very unique game. I like the narrative. I like the narrative stylings. I like the unfold. So I like the idea of a narrative, and you can kind of play through the narrative. Conceptually, I like that. I just think that it and I get it that it's supposed to be a dream, right? Joseph's fever dream or whatever, because he's terrified of going to the mountains. And I think I probably missed some of the stories. I think I missed unburying some of the stories, but it's not quite clear a lot of the mechanics here. You know, you throw that house up there, and the fox is running around and they can't get to the house. Like, that part is, if you're going to put shit in the world to explore, I feel like you need to be able to explore it with that character. Otherwise, why is it there? You don't need a fucking house on a mountain for texture. So that part kind of irritates me a little bit. Some of the mechanics of the actual gameplay were okay. I don't think they were great. I thought they were just okay for the most part. There is some fun stuff. I mean, there's a little bit of platforming and things like that in there. But it's not quite clear if you do a certain something before something else happens, if you can get all the cubs back. I don't know what the actual... So with gameplay, right, you have to have some sort of goal. I don't know what that actually is. Other than you get to the first tree and then the fox blows up and you're dead. So the metaphorical nature of the intensely personal story, I think, is cool. I just have a lot of reservations about some of the other parts of how this whole thing went about. And I think this is a really good idea, and I hope this guy does a whole bunch more of these games. Because I think as this develops, this is going to, like, a lot of this stuff is going to go away. And I think this is only the first or second game he's done. Very good looking game. Visually, it looks really, really good. As far as the gameplay and mechanics, like I said, there's some fine tuning that needs to be done. Overall, it's really okay. To me, it doesn't work very well with the keyboard and mouse. So, kind of throwing that out to the side, which we did in the first episode. Definitely, that's, again, kind of a personal thing, I think. A lot of people like to play with the mouse and the keyboard. I'm not one of them. I would much rather have a joystick, but you know, that's, I guess, not either the here or there. But you know, you kind of go to trying to find references for a lot of the stuff, right? Missions or quests or whatever, and it's not clear, right? So I chose one of 3 beacons in an earlier level of this game, and it went to one place, and then eventually the end. So do all 3 of them go there? Do I go somewhere else if I choose the middle one? If I choose the left one? A lot of this stuff, I think there needs to be a mechanism. So I'm not going to go back and play this, but if somebody wants to go back and play this to see what all that other stuff is, I didn't personally like this well enough to do that. But is there an achievement if I do? I mean, how are we incentivizing this, right? Because a lot of what games need to do, I feel, is they need to incentivize the player. Not only to continue and go on, but to say, okay, everybody should go out and buy this. This, I think, is a game that is a very unique game, but I think it sort of has a finite audience. For instance, I don't think that younger audiences are going to honestly enjoy this a whole bunch. I think they're going to look at it and go, this is really cool. I like this. I like looking at it. And then you're going to say, okay, well, run around until you find something that looks like something you want to check out. I think that has very limited interest for kids to kind of slog through the whole thing. I think they're probably not going to make it, honestly, past maybe 20 or 30 minutes. And I was dedicated enough because, I mean, I like the game to an extent, but I really wanted to finish it for this series, I think, more than anything. Generally, I guess I tend a little bit more towards the completist side of everything to a degree, right? Where this game, I wanted to finish it, I wanted to see it. That's not the case with every game. Some games I just go, fuck it, and I'm done. This one was not like that type of game. This was a game that I definitely wanted to see through the end of it, just to see what it was about. So the narrative hooked me enough in that respect. If it was just gameplay stuff, I don't know. I don't know that would have been enough to keep me engaged in the whole thing. So as far as the storyline and the ending and all that other stuff, I kind of felt like I knew where that was going to be going, honestly, from the story. And I think it just kind of, there's not a whole lot of places you can go to it, other than with something like what it did. So that part was okay. I mean, it's kind of a pat message, I guess, at this point. I mean, we hear that all the time, right? Somebody dies, and they're saying, okay, well, you got to enjoy the moments that you're with them. And everybody knows that, I think. And then everybody also forgets that. So, but it's when you're reminded. It's one of those things I think that until that happens to you directly, a lot of that stuff doesn't have the resonance, doesn't always strike home. I think it's a tendency sometimes for people to go, okay, well, until it actually happens to me, it's not ever going to. You know, that kind of a deal. I think that's really a substantial part of that. But I think it also is in a moment that everybody inherently knows. I don't think they're necessarily going to be like It's a Wonderful Life, and they're going to be chased around by marauding ghosts in the winter. And you go, oh, okay, well, that was just a dream, so now I'm changing everything about my life. It might lead to some reconciliation, it might not. I don't know. But it is still one of those things, you know, that Mike and the Mechanics did that song, right? The Living Years. You know, it's too late when somebody dies and all this other stuff. And that is another story about somebody struggling with their father, which is essentially what the narrative in this game is largely about. So, some very, I think, familiar themes here. I thought this was overall pretty well done. Like I said, so this game, I spent $1 on it, and I am not dissatisfied at all. Am I going to play it again? Probably not. I think it's cool, and I thought it was pretty interesting, but it isn't of the style of game that I'm going to go, well, shit, I'm going to dive right back in and play that again. There's just too much that I don't know that a lot of the rewards that you're digging up, for me anyway, were sufficient for me to want to go through this again, including the ending. So, but there you have it. That is the end now, the conclusion of the first game in our Under 10 series, fittingly enough called The First Tree. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it, swears. If you did, you know what to do. I mean, you know all the usual shit by now. Please do it. Everybody on YouTube needs the support. You know how it goes, right? So from here, we're going to go back into the world of Resident Evil 4. Unless you're watching this way out of order and not chronologically, which is fine. Whatever, it's what the internet's for. We will be having more in this series, as well as more normal games. Check all that out coming up. The narrative games I like. This is a sort of storytelling that honestly did not exist when I first started playing games. Which I remember Ataris, the original Ataris. I'll put it that way to give you an idea of where I kind of fall into things. So I'm not, as I said in the intro, a gamer. I'm not a great gamer. I don't. That's just not what this series and channel is all about. But I've been doing this a while. So anyway, I love this spirit of experimentalism. I'm really glad to see it. I'm glad this game exists. If you guys like that style of game, this is well worth checking out for sure. Anyway, we'll see you for the next one, whatever that happens to be. Catch you then.